in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. This is Mr. Taylor with Young Engineers for Today. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. Okay, Alex, Evan, George, Sean, Mark. Okay, we got about, once again, if you can hear me, please raise your hand. Marissa can, very good. If you can see my screen, please raise your hand. Marissa, Steven, and Jose, Sean, Mark, Evan. Okay. Alex, thank you. All right. If you're not aware of my five o'clock class, I lost power in my neighborhood. There was an accident, block after block. My neighborhood lost power. So I'm currently sitting at the local YMCA that I belong to, broadcasting from there. So you might hear some background noise. I do apologize for it, but it's the best situation I could come up with in the matter of a short period of time. So we can at least get one webinar in tonight, because I was halfway through the first one. So bear with me, and if you have questions, please ask. And thank you for your patience and concern. Yeah, and hopefully I'll have power at some point tonight. All right. Last class, we went over lift. We went over lift. Jean-Marc.
Unmuted.
Jean-Marc.
I'm not sure if this is just because you're at the ones here or something, but you're really quiet.
Yeah, I'm not talking as loud because I'm in public. Is that better?
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay, I'll try to speak up. It's just I'm not at home. I'm at the local YMCA because I don't have power. So you just need me to speak up?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right. With me speaking up, is that better? All right. We're going to get into the lesson as quickly as possible, and I'm going to try to cover up as much echo and background noise, but the situation is what it is at this point. All right. Let's go over the. We're going to go over our lesson from last class. There it is. Now, can someone tell me what lift is? What is lift? What is lift? Let's go with hand raised. Marissa, what's lift?
Um, Lift. It's a force that this is just an example, and because my tongue's kind of tied, I have it on the tip of my tongue, but kind of if you stick your hand out the window of a car and while you're moving, and you tilt it up maybe 15, 20 degrees, it raises up. That's lift.
Okay.
It's not a very scientific definition.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Melissa, I appreciate your effort. Let's go with, see who else. Kaya. Let's call on Kaya. Kaya, what's lift?
I'm unmuted.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, so we are a lot far behind and are having some problems. So I'm hoping we can talk to you maybe after the webinar.
Okay. We'll try to do that. As I was stating, I'm not at home currently because my power went out. So I'm doing there was an accident that took out the power, and I'm currently at the local YMCA, so I'll try to do as much as I can for you after.
Okay. Otherwise, I mean, right now we just got the today, and we're trying to figure out how to go back. And it says there's a generator problem every time we try to go
The
forward.
generator button.
When the generator button comes on, you have to go to Quick Flight Setups and just start over again.
You have to go to quick setup and
Quick,
Like,
quick Flight Setup under Settings and just restart. It's basically because it's a simulator and it's realistic. If there is an issue during takeoff, it basically shuts off the plane.
I've tried, I've restarted it many times and it didn't work.
Have you changed any of the settings from the Mars activity?
From what?
Did you do any? Did you do any of the Moon or Mars activities?
No, I haven't because I haven't had the disc and the demo wasn't working.
Okay. There's something going wrong during your takeoff because everything else sounds correct. And have you gone through and watched the takeoff video that's posted?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, every video is posted in there. What you're going to need to go to do to get caught up is go through Edmodo and watch all the how-tos, and that will show you how to do everything. Because right now, what it seems to be the issue, and I could be wrong, is that since you're not correctly taking off, it's causing issues with the airplane.
Okay.
Okay?
all right. We'll go
And
do that. No.
because if you look on Edmodo, as you can see in my screen, I have postings of all the videos and how-tos going back for the last 2 weeks. And you can see that some of the PowerPoints, the PDFs, if you open the PDF documents that are in Edmodo, they have, like here's the takeoff video, here's the lesson 1 and lesson 2, PowerPoints. There are all the lesson plans, and the lesson plans tell you how to do everything as well. And those are going back all the way to before Thanksgiving. Use those as a resource. They're very detailed.
Okay.
And
All
then,
right. Well, we'll start back there.
okay, and then let me know how I can supplement from there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get off.
All right. So let's go back to where we're at. Okay. Last class, you went through the lift versus stall activity. Stalling is when the plane goes up in the air, and when it's in the air, you lose airflow over the wings. When you lose airflow over the wings, your plane will crash out of the sky like a giant rock. And we went over two main concepts that allow you to do this. First, we looked at angle of attack and angle of incidence. Angle of attack is where the wing is cutting through the air and creating airflow over the wing as well as creating lift. The second is angle of incidence. The angle of incidence is just the way the wing has been designed to allow air to flow over it in a way that will help create lift. Now, we looked at Bernoulli's principle as well, and Bernoulli was a Swedish scientist that told us he figured out that when air has to travel over a longer area, it creates a higher velocity to keep up with the airflow in a shorter area. Because the top of the wing is curved, it creates a longer distance for the air to travel. Also, with this velocity change, you end up with a pressure change. Lower pressure on top, higher pressure on the bottom, so the wing lifts up. Secondly, we have Newton's third law going on. Air hitting off the bottom reflects off, bounces down with this airflow, and then the opposite reaction that's taking place is that the wing is lifting up. Now, let's answer a few questions. Okay. Um, you had to fly your plane up to the point where it was about to stall. When you flew it up for your assignment for the second lesson, what happened to your airspeed as you kept climbing up? Can someone raise their hand and tell me that? Yes, Marissa.
As it went up, or as
Yes.
it started falling down?
No, as you went up, what happened to the airspeed as you kept climbing?
It decreased.
It decreased. Very good. Now, what happened to the lift arrows on your wings as you kept climbing higher?
They decreased too.
Excellent job. Nice job. Thank you. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, you're still like you've still got background noise and you're still a little quiet, but that's sometimes we lose power, so it can happen to anybody.
Yes. Thank you for your patience. I'm trying to talk louder, and I moved a little bit over into a corner area, trying to decrease on the background noise. But as there's a flow of people, it gets louder and softer. So thank you for your patience. All right. And Stephen Jose also said decreasing. Now, can someone tell me, as you kept flying up higher and higher and higher, what kept happening to the airspeed? Can I get someone else? Yes, go ahead.
It got slower.
Okay, it got slower. Eventually, was there hardly any lift vector arrows on your wings?
No.
No, very good. Very good. Thank you for your help. Now, and I appreciate those participating as well inside the conversation. Now, eventually, what happens to your plane if you get zero lift? What eventually is going to happen? Let's call on Evan. Evan, what eventually happens to your plane?
But you're doing fine, right?
You're unmuted, Evan.
I'm just talking to my mom.
Okay, what would happen to your plane as you keep flying up higher and higher? If you're getting less airspeed, eventually what's going to happen?
If you keep going up, you should end up doing a backflip or just
Yes,
going
correct.
falling.
That process, that flipping that you're describing, is actually stalling. There is zero airflow over the wings, and your plane is stalling out of the sky. For you to increase your airspeed, what did you have to do to your plane?
Make it go down.
Go down. Excellent job. Very good, Evan. Thank you. Now, when you point that nose down, as Evan stated, it will just pick up airspeed. Zach even typed in, it falls out of the sky. Yeah, it falls out of the sky like a big rock. When you slightly pull up as you're pointing down, can someone tell me what happens to the airspeed as well as the lift vectors? Can someone raise their hand and tell me what happens there? Yes, Marissa.
I think I heard the question correctly. Can you just repeat it?
Yeah, I can repeat it. What happens when your nose is pointed down, you're flying down, you see your airspeed increase? What happens to your lift vectors when you slowly just pull back on the plane?
Oh, they like get really high.
Really high. That angle of attack that you change is creating a lot more lift, and you're increasing the amount of airflow over the wings. Thank you, Marissa. Excellent
Like
job.
high as in all caps WOW exclamation point.
Like kaboom high. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Now, last bit before we move on, anyone else would like to participate in the Air Vector challenge? Please post your images in. For example, let me show you here. Here is Jean Marx. He did an awesome job, and I'm pretty sure Jean Marc is currently in the lead. That is an awesome. Anyone else who wants to participate. I need it by Wednesday to have your lift vectors in there so we can move forward with our competition. Okay? All right. All right. Now, let's get to our PowerPoint. Okay. With drag, and the title of this lesson is What a Drag, Man. Now, you have drag. We're going to be looking at drag, flaps, and the two different types of drag. All right. Drag is the opposing force to thrust. It's pulling us back, pushing our plane down. Now, drag is a force. Drag resists the movement of our airplane through the air. Drag is pulling us away from where we're trying to oppose our plane's direction. Now, drag is directed along and opposed to the flight direction. We're going to be looking at flaps. To those who've been on an airplane before, flaps are the areas that are on the back of the plane that pull out and come down a little bit that will help create lift at the same time as creating drag so we can slow our plane down and be able to land. Right? Flaps are the key purpose of landing an airplane so you can go into a runway slowly but not fall out of the sky like a big rock. And Luke stated, Jean-Marc, that you stole his profile picture. Okay? Just putting that out there. All right. Now, we have two types of drag. You have parasitic and you have induced. Now, when we look at our flaps, what I want you to notice is that the chord line is even on the bottom, where it's a shorter distance for the area. You can see Bernoulli's principle taking place, and it's a curved surface on top for wing. The flap is the part that extends off of the airplane wing. And when it extends off, you can tell how it makes the wing curve more, making a longer distance for airflow. So you're creating this lift with Bernoulli's principle in Newton's third law of every action has an equal opposite reaction. But at the same time, this extension that's coming down is creating a big door of drag. Now, our first type of drag that we have is parasitic drag. This is drag that's caused just by the plane existing. If our plane did not exist, we would not have any drag. Everything on your plane is creating drag. So engineers try to limit this as much as possible by creating aerodynamics parts, such as what you see on planes and cars even today. Things are so smooth, you want air to flow over it with the least amount of resistance possible. Now, the second is induced. Anytime we're getting lift, we're getting some type of drag. For example, where we're trying to create lift with our flaps, but at the same time we're creating drag. It's this trade-off that's going on. And engineering is a lot about trade-offs. All right. We've gone over drag as a force. We've gone over flaps, gone over our two types of drag, and we're going to be using a new airplane tonight called the King Air. The King Air is a two-engine airplane that has landing gear that is retractable. It's a great-looking plane, and we're going to be able to learn how to land this evening. Katie, I think you should play. I'm at the local YMCA. All right. Now, No, Taha. There's some people that work with Fly to Learn that made these PowerPoint slides. All right, here is our first video. All right. Now, before we move forward, does anyone have any questions before we watch the video on how to set up your airplane, how to change your airplane, etc.? Okay, let's begin. All right, what you're going to do to answer some questions that I'm getting, go after you go to your airplane, and this is the same thing you guys already know how to do. You go under settings, quick flight setup, go to aircraft, the same way that we did when we went to set up for the Cessna 172. What you're going to be looking for now is the King Air plane. When you open it up, you'll already be set on the Cessna. So you want to go up to the tab that's highlighted in the circle that says General Aviation. I understand it's blurry, Catherine, so I'm talking you through it. Okay, General Aviation. Yes, Jean-Marc.
There was, for some reason, the video had no sound.
That's interesting because I heard the sound. All right. Okay, let me check with somebody else. Thank you, Jean-Marc. Alex.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, the video, yes, was quiet, but I also had another question. Are we allowed to use the new plane for what we were doing last week for the highest, whatever it was called?
That was the Cessna. We're going to be using the King Air. If you want. No.
Yeah.
No. For that challenge, only use the Cessna because I want to keep it an equal, fair playing ground. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, and let me start the video over in case the sound. And try it this way. Alex, can you hear the sound?
Is there supposed to be sound?
Yes. Can you hear it or no?
No. No.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Well, all right. I'll just talk over it. Thank you.
Okay.
Go to quick flight setup. Make sure you're on Lowy as our airport. Go to. You're gonna go to open aircraft. Click on the top area, and then click on General Aviation. Click on General Aviation. Now, after you click on General Aviation, scroll down and look for the King Air. You're going to click on it once, and then it's going to open again. You'll click on it twice, just the same way we did for the Cessna. Now, once again, after you go to General Aviation, look down below, you'll find the King Air. Click on the King Air. After you click on the King Air twice to get it up and running, you will see an image that's similar to this with a two propeller prop plane. Now, we're going to look to do 3 nautical mile approach, as you can see in the circle. All right, we want to do a 3 nautical mile approach. Okay. Make sure we want the time to be 8 o'clock. The reason we're looking at 8 o'clock, we want to have a bright sunny day that's easy to fly in. And our weather is going to be unclear, which you should be good. Now, when you hit X in the top corner, you're going to be automatically in the air. So as soon as you come out, hit P for pause, all right? Catherine, you have a question?
So right now I'm trying to get the screenshot right now. I'm not sure how to get back to the It's going to a new folder, and then when I try to open it, it doesn't work.
Okay, we're not using the Cessna. That's your first issue.
Okay.
We're using the King Air. So you're looking for something that you're looking for the wrong thing. That's part of it.
Okay.
You want to be clicking on General Aviation, and then after you click on General Aviation, look down below with the list of airplanes, and you want to click on the one called King Air.
Okay.
You'll click on it once, and then it'll pop up again. Click on it again. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Marissa.
Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to open X-Plane and it's not working.
Are you using the disk or are you using the
Disk.
Okay. Are you on a Mac or are you on a PC?
PC.
What operating system are you using?
Windows.
What version?
This says Windows Vista.
Okay, that might not. Does it work sometimes then crashes?
It works and then it doesn't work. So like, yeah.
It's the operating system. It's pushing it with Windows Vista. From talking with Mr. Dudek last week, when you get around the Vista, because it doesn't really run well on XP. When you get the Vista, it works a little bit better, but it's the age of the computer versus the ages of the software. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's basically it's working your computer really to its max capacity. So what you're gonna have to do is shut off, basically like log off your computer or log off X-Plane and try to re-log into it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, Alex.
Oh, sorry, didn't have my hand raised.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to this. All right. Make sure you pause this to get good. You're already going to be in the air and flying. Now, you're going to click on A. A brings your chase view, and if some of you want to fly from behind. Now, if you can see the area right here on the plane where my cursor is, these are your flaps, all right? And we're actually going to see those change in movement. Now you're going to click on Settings and go to Data Input and Output. You want to be clicking on Speed and then landing gear deployment, which is 67. So you're going to be using, once again, 67 as well as lines 3. Okay, and most likely you already have these checked from previous lessons. Now you're going to unpause it and fly the plane level for about 3 seconds, but make sure you get that square in there so you level out your flight, and then repause it. Look at your airspeed up in the corner and see how fast you're going. Then you're going to press G to lower your landing gear. Once again, G is for landing gear. Yes, Katie.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I have a question. So, I'm going to explain. And one of the flaps are up and one of the flaps are down, and I don't know which one is which. Like, they say wing 1 and wing 2, and I don't know which wing is which.
Don't really worry about that because when we go to put the flaps, both flaps will go down. Okay?
No, one was up and one was down, so I didn't know which one was which.
Were you turning when you were doing this?
Yes, but when I was pointing my nose, but when I was level and I was putting my nose up and down, then it was the flaps weren't going up or down; they were just level, and I didn't know what was going on.
Katie, what you're seeing is when you turn an airplane, what happens is you create drag on one side by pushing them up, and the other pushes down to create lift, and you create a process called rolling. That's what you're doing in this situation. What I'm talking about is something different. When we put our flaps down, they are physically down the whole time. Okay, so like I said, don't stress out about this right now. Yours is natural. It's doing what it's supposed to be. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to this. Remember, G is for landing gear. And actually, you'll see the landing gear deploy. You're going to fly this plane level again for about 3 seconds. And then pause it again. Look at your airspeed now. There should be a decrease because you have landing gear out creating drag. Okay? All right. Now, very good, Marissa. Yes, Zach, it's 3:67. So now, we're going to watch the next video clip, okay? Does anyone have any questions? Marissa?
Yeah, so I got it working, and I'm on the aircraft that you said. I don't know how to take off.
I don't want you taking off. You need to click on 3 nautical miles on final approach, and it will put you in the air under quick flight setups. Do you understand?
So, not entirely.
Go to quick flight setup.
Okay.
Now you'll have different runway numbers. Click on 3 nautical miles. It'll say 8 RWY. And next to it, it will then say 3 NM. 3 NM stands for 3 nautical miles, and it'll say final approach above that.
Okay, I see that.
Click
so
on,
I click on that.
Yes, click on that. Now click on the X in the upper corners.
Okay.
All right, now you should be in the air.
Oh, I'm flying.
Hit the pause button.
Okay. Okay, never mind. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into our next video, and this is going to show you how to move into what we need to complete this lesson. Okay? Okay, go to data input and output. Click on line 13, the last 2. 13 and then lines 92. Okay, 13 and 92 under data. And then wing drag 93. So that is 13, 92, and 93 lines under data sets. Okay? And I just sent that out to everyone so you can have that as well. All right, now let's continue. Now you can uncheck the landing gear in line 67, okay? And I just sent that out to everyone as well. And then if you hit W, you can return to the cockpit, okay? After you leave data sets. Okay, J, the button J lifts the landing gear. And button G deploys it, okay? All right, yes, Catherine. Yes, Catherine.
I didn't mean to raise my hand.
Okay,
I had
sorry.
a question before, but I got an answer.
All right, thank you. All right, let's continue. Use our mouse to lower and raise the flaps, as you can see it going on in the lower right-hand corner. And then you will unpause. All right. Once again, the flaps are in the lower right-hand corner. You can raise and lower them there. All right. Fly it for a little bit, then pause it. And you can record your lift, drag. And then you're going to do the same thing with flying with the flaps down. So you want to once again fly for 3 seconds with the flaps up. After you fly with the flaps up, I want you to then fly with the flaps up for 3 seconds. Look at your drag, your airspeed, and take recordings. All right? Then after that, I want you to fly it down with the flaps down, even for 3 seconds, and record that data. Okay? So make sure you're keeping this plane level, all right? So we can get true data recordings. You're looking to record the speed, lift, and drag. And on your chart in your handout, you want to do this 3 times. All right? Now, the flaps. Let me show you again. The flaps are right down here in the far right-hand corner where this hand is. Flaps up, you push it up, and you have flaps down. Pull it down. Pull the flaps down. Now you can't even see them in my image. That will put the flaps down so you cannot see them. Okay? All right, and then you'll pause it and fly it for about 3 seconds. Pause it, and then you'll record the speed, lift, and drag. And you want to do this 3 times in the chart that's on your handout. Flaps up and flaps down. And it's this controller right down there, okay? Now, the other thing with this lesson, when you look at this lesson plan, it goes over what we just talked about, what drag is, drag. And then here, at this document right here, it shows you how to do quick flight setup, how to pause it, 3 nautical mile approach, as Marissa asked about, how to click X, step by step on how to do all this. For collecting data, the first time, what lines you're going to use, okay? You'll use line 3, line 13, line 92, and line 93. And then when you go back, again, you can have some of these unchecked because what you're going to do with flaps up, you're going to record your airspeed. You'll do that 3 times because you're scientists and engineers. So we take our airspeed 3 times, our lift 3 times, and our drag. And the thing is, if you're going, which one's wing 1, which one's wing 2, it'll literally say up in those green boxes that we have checked which is wing 1 and which is wing 2. Then you'll do it, you'll take the average of those for each one, and then you'll do the same thing with the flaps down. And because you're in, what the goal is to see what happens to the airspeed and drag and etc. Now, after you do that, you'll answer these questions on flaps being up or flaps being down. Yes, Katie.
My flaps, when I do, my flaps still won't go up or down.
You have to
They stay
physically.
level.
Okay.
I did, and then it still wouldn't go up or down.
What we're concerned is not if you physically see them moving. What we're concerned is with what is happening to your airspeed. With scientific data, you can tell if they're actually working or not.
What?
What is your airspeed with your when you put the flaps up and you believe the flaps are up? What is your airspeed?
Well, what would happen is when I tried to put the flaps up, they wouldn't go up.
You have to grab them with your hand in the cockpit and push them up. If the hand is not there, the hand will
I did do that. The hand moved, and when I went back to look if the things went up, they weren't up.
The thing
They were
is,
still level.
if you push them up and you don't realize you have to detach your hand from it, you can keep moving them up and down without you realizing it.
Here, I'll check.
While you check, I'm gonna check up on others, and I'll come back to you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after you do that, there's more information about 2 types of drag, and that's the end. That is what you need to do for this lesson. You have 15 minutes to work on it. It'll be due on Wednesday. I will be here answering questions, helping you out. Besides Katie, I'm going to help her out. Does anyone else have any questions or concerns on how to do this? Steven and Jose, I already posted both the videos on Edmodo on how to use drag. So if you need to go on there and use those, you can you can go on there, Stephen Jose, and use the videos we just watched are already posted. So if you want to open those up on your computer right now, you're more than welcome to do that if you're having trouble following along. Okay? Yes, Katie.
It's still not working. I detached my hand. Can I show you my screen?
No, it's gonna I'm on a public internet service. It'll lag down the computer too much to the point I can't even see it.
But it's still not working.
Katie, what year is what is you're on a PC, correct?
I'm on a Windows 7.
Yeah, Windows 7. Yeah, with that, have you?
I followed all those directions and did everything the video told me, but it's still not working.
Okay, I'm stumped right there on this one. I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Dubik for more information on this because I'm not sure on yours.
Okay, I'll keep trying.
Okay.
Post on Edmodo if it works.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Marissa. Marissa? I cannot hear you, Marissa. Marissa, I can't hear you whatsoever. Okay. All right, everyone else, if you know what you're supposed to do, please raise your hand. Okay, Evan, Nathan, Stephen, Jose, Zach, Jean-Marc, very good. Okay, so Zach, Catherine. Okay, that's over half the people we have in there. Very good. Let me see here. Katie, I'm going to call on you. If you can pause your screen, I can try to look at it, but the last time I looked at someone's screen and as soon as they have X-Plane start moving, I can't make out anything. All right, so I'm going to share the screen with you, but I'm going to need you to have it paused. Katie.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello?
Hello. I can see your screen, but I need you to go into the cockpit.
Okay. W.
Hit W.
Yeah.
All right. Push that up, please. All right. Hit unpause it.
Unpause it?
Yeah, real quick. Unpause it. Now I'll pause it again. Go back. Hit W, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
And move this?
Did you just, you put it down previously, or did you put it up?
I put it up.
Okay, put it down. Put it down. Now unpause it. Unpause it. Hit unpause and let it fly. Okay, it's working. It's doing what you want. Pause it again. What you need to do is look at your virtual airspeed. You want to look at your lift, and you want to look at your drag. You see the last two lines under lift and drag for wing 1? That's what you want to look at, is the difference. It's working. You're just not seeing a physical. You want to see a physical change. You're not going to see a physical change. What we're looking at is, when I said data, we want to see the information that's changing, such as the lift. Okay? So you're perfectly fine. It's doing what you want. Remember, this isn't a video game. Okay? So It's a simulator, so we're looking at the data that's changing, okay?
Oh, okay.
You understand? All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Catherine, how can I help you?
Where do you see that? I'm sort of confused on what you mean.
Say that again. You need to speak up. I can't hear you.
Where do you find the data? I'm sort of confused on what you mean by data.
Okay. I want to see your screen. All right.
Okay.
Data is numbers, and there's all the numbers that are on the left-hand side of your screen that are in green. All right. Do you see all? You need to move this over a little bit to the right. All right. All right. Do you see all those numbers there, Katie? All the V true airspeed, wing 1 lift, wing 1 drag. You see that in your left upper view? It's all right there. I mean, under upper left-hand screen of your X-plane. There's
Right here?
Yeah, that's all the data.
Okay. Okay.
Look, you see the last two lines where it says wing 1 lift, wing 1 drag. That's the data I'm talking about. All that. You have you have your V true airspeed up in the top line to the far right. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Marissa, I can't help you if I'm helping someone else, okay? Please show some patience. Yes, Marissa. Marissa, I cannot hear you. Okay. All right. Anyone else needs help? Raise their hand. Let me know.
Mr. Taylor, can you hear me?
Yes, Alex.
Okay. So, if I'm using Windows 7, should X-Plane crash very much? Like, if I just use Windows 7?
No, it shouldn't be crashing that much. Why? What's the issue?
It never responds. Like, right as soon as I'm about to get to where we're doing right now, it says X-Plane 9 is not responding, and then it closes.
Okay. What other things do you have running, Alex?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, except this webinar.
Yeah, except this webinar.
Okay. I have two theories. First theory, test this once we're done and see how it runs.
Mm-hmm.
Does it run any better when we don't have a webinar going on?
Not really. It's about the same. Just
Okay.
lasts a little bit longer.
What I would check is see some of your settings you have on your Windows 7. If you can change some of that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. If not, then if that doesn't do it, then it's definitely a computer. It'll be a computer issue. But
Okay.
mess around with some of the settings. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yes, Catherine.
I just want to ask you, how do you paste a screenshot?
You should click on the tab area and then hit. For you, would be Command V.
What?
Command V.
What do you mean by tab area?
Within Edmodo,
Yes.
like where you would write a message.
Yeah. Go there.
Yes, and you can either paste it in there, or you can save the photo, like on your desktop, and then upload it as a file. You can do it that way too.
Yeah, but when I press Command V or when I like copy paste it, it just shows. If you go to Edmodo, you see I just posted screenshot. I can't post the actual picture.
Okay, what you're gonna have to do is save the image of the screenshot
Okay.
and upload it as a file. That's what you're gonna have to do. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. All right, Marissa. We are still getting no sound from you.
Exactly what I think. We don't know. It's cut off.
Hey, everybody. All right. Well, just to review, on Wednesday we will review this lesson, as well as we will cover lift. We'll be looking at thrust. We've done lift. We've done weight. We've done drag. We'll be doing thrust on Wednesday to wrap up our fly to learn unit. And I will be reviewing the lift vector competition. All right. You are correct, Catherine, covering all the different things that we have done. Okay. Last, I want to give a shout out to those in Charlotte who came out to the lab. Everyone did a great job. And to those in Raleigh, we'll be having a lab this weekend. Catherine, yes, I did like your worms. They were pretty cool.
It's good. He's like on offense. He tends to go whoever got the ball and just come up to here, so like asking to get the ball in him. And just like kind of work on finding open space on the court and then the ball make its way to him. So he can go and, yeah. He can find his way to the yeah, he needs to like he doesn't need like let the ball come to him and he'll get it instead of going to get the ball and then trying to do something.
All right. It is 7:29. Actually, 7:30. Does anyone have any questions or concerns that I can cover? If not, thank you for your patience tonight with our special webinar live from the Johnston YMCA in Charlotte. Hope everyone has a fantastic night, and we will see you on Wednesday. Best of luck with the rest of the evening. Take care. And bye-bye. And as always, thank you for being part of Young Engineers at Spay.